Ani Bojo, the Wabagij Indigenous get the Ganzi Bidonjaba, the Mado Dam, Anishinaabe, Minawa, Mushkego, and Dow. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Chief Andy Rickard, Garden First Nation. And I wanted to take this opportunity to speak about June 21st, which is also known in our communities as National Indigenous Day or Anishinaabe People's Day, and what it means to our community of Gittiganzibi, Garden River here for our citizens. On this day, the 21st of June, is an opportunity for our communities, our Indigenous peoples, Anishinaabe people all over Turtle Island to celebrate and acknowledge the beauty and diversity of our nations. Each of our nations come with distinct languages, cultures, traditions, ceremonies that sets us apart from each other. But we also want to acknowledge and remember all those individuals from our nations, from our communities that have contributed so much to our people. It's an opportunity to reflect on all those beautiful things that we have to celebrate within our communities. More locally here, I do want to mention that this area is particularly important, being where it's at in all of North America. It's the center of Mother Earth, but it's also home to a very powerful area, the Bawating gathering place area here, where many of our nations historically had gathered over the years to negotiate, to have meetings, to discuss and advance the nation's abilities to protect and ensure that our communities were looked after. It was also another time to harvest the much needed resources for our community. And it was also a place where powerful ceremonies took place as well for our people. So it played a very significant role for many of the nations around this area. But more importantly, it's the center of Mother Earth as well, if you look on the map of North America. I also want to share a little bit of information or a little insight into our community of Gittiganzibi. Today is an opportunity as well as to acknowledge and remember one of the most renowned leaders in his time, Chief Shingwakos, who was from Gittiganzibi here. Chief Shingwakos was a very shrewd negotiator, a very powerful and spiritual man as well. He was a very strong, articulate, and strategic warrior, but he was also a visionary. He was very well known amongst the nations around this area and played a very significant role in the history of Canada. He fought alongside the British in the War of 1812, when he gathered a number of members from other communities and brought with them the individuals to help and fight alongside the British to protect these areas of Canada. Another thing that it is important to note is that Chief Shingwakos was a signatory to the 1815 treaty. And again, I think Chief Shingwakos was way ahead of his time in relation to some of these things that he envisioned for his people. And it's an opportunity for our community to reflect on his achievements, his accomplishments, and the thing that he was able to do for our community. But aside from that, there are many other leaders here within our communities who have definitely laid out the foundation that we have here within Garden River. My Papa Ron Busnell was one of those former chiefs that has done a lot here within the community of Gittiganzibi. He actually passed a motion, I believe in the 80s, at the Assembly of First Nation that recognizes today, June 21st, as a national holiday. So again, when you look at some of the things that we want to celebrate, it's all those individuals, all those people. It's the beauty of our culture, our traditions, that we give thanks for being able to be here today and enjoy all those gifts that we have with us in our lives. So on that note, my friends, I do want to say miigwech for allowing me to share a few words about the importance of June 21st. And I hope you join with us as we celebrate, acknowledge, and again, enjoy the beautiful gifts that we have here as nations. Miigwech, my friends, have a good summer and a safe future for you and all your families. Miigwech.
Anin, Bojo, Ogama Nemanagojing Guayakis, the Chieftain Sayers, coming to you today, National Indigenous Peoples Day, and I'm coming to you from Bawating, Sault Ste. Marie, and on behalf of Batchewana First Nation, I send you greetings. We as a people have been meeting and gathering and welcoming people here in Bawating since time started. And today is no different than it was thousands of years ago when we welcomed and made people feel comfortable in our home at the center here of the Great Lakes. So today, I want to thank you for choosing Sault Ste. Marie. Thank you for improving the quality of life for all of us in our mission to live side by side, sharing, being kind with one another, fulfilling the promises that we made to one another. So I'm looking forward to reaping the bounty, as do all my people and all of us that live here. So until we do meet somewhere on the trail, be well, take care, Pamapi, Koabmin.
Good morning. With the recent discoveries in Kamloops, British Columbia, I feel it's important to celebrate Indigenous Day to highlight how First Nations have survived the horrors of the Canadian historical events and continue to thrive as successful and resilient members of independent, sovereign, and autonomous nations. I'm always challenged with the struggles that First Nation leadership faces, but in the face of that adversity, our communities band together to face the obstacles head on. I celebrate our community members, our partner First Nations. Have a wonderful Indigenous Peoples Day.